Hi everyone, we're going to solve a quadratic equation here by factoring out the GCF, the greatest common factor. So for the first one here, the greatest common factor, we look for the numbers first. So I got 40 and 10. The GCF of those numbers would be 10, both multiples of 10. And then they both have an x. So we pull out a GCF here of 10x. That goes first, then our parentheses. We've got two things, we're going to have two blanks. 10x times the first blank is 40x squared. That's got to be 4x in order to make that work. 10x times something is 10x. That's got to be just 1 and a plus sign in between. That's how we factor this using the GCF. But this time it's an equation, so we got to put the equal 0 on there because we have that up above. To solve this, we're going to use the zero product property. If a times b is 0, one of them has to be 0. Either a is 0 or b is 0. That's the zero product property. So either 10x equals 0 or 4x plus 1 equals 0. So 10x equals 0 when x is 0. Or for this one, to solve for x, we just do our two steps. 4x equals negative 1. Dividing by 4 gives us x equals negative 1/4. We've got to say or here because x can't equal 0 and negative 1/4. It can be one or the other, so it's 0 or negative 1/4. You can write it in a little set notation like this, 0 comma negative 1/4. And that's how we solve that one. For the next one, very similar, just use the GCF. In this case, it would be 2x times 4x minus 1, because 2x is the GCF. Then again, use your zero product property. 2x could be 0 or 4x minus 1 could be 0. This would give us x equals 0, or solving for x over here, you get 4x equals 1 and x is 1/4. So they both happen to be kind of similar answers, which is kind of interesting. But that's how we do it. We just set each factor equal to 0 and get our two options. So x is 0 or x is 1/4. So in this case, it'd be 0 and positive 1/4. And of course, it's not always going to be 0 or a negative or positive 1/4. There's just two examples.